Maturity test. Would you slide through this at your age? At any age, I would slide through this. My puppy when he's biting too much, so I make a noise and pretend to die. When you're too lazy to wash dishes. You on steroids? He's barely on breakfast. Would you pick me in a room full of women? Me, if I was in a room full of women. Get me out! How did they build this without AirPods? A homeless man tells girl streamer to get a job. I guide others to a treasure I cannot possess. Canadian gangsters be taking it too far. Swear words. A woman during childbirth can almost imagine the pain and fear a man in his early 20s feels, checking to see if his hairline is receding. We've all been at a point with our phones where we need a degree in engineering to get it to charge, and we always make it work. Me, trying to imagine my dad as a child. Girls with Photoshop, boys with Photoshop. You turned him into a coconut. A woman's intuition is never wrong. Way too many single mothers for this to be true. You get 50 million, but your dad gets half of it. 25 million plus one dad. Upgrades, people, upgrades. Draw the other half. This cow locked in. This one vending machine pays me $30,000 a month in passive income. I have 30 more just like it. That's the power of making up numbers on the internet to trick strangers into buying your passive income course. I find your lack of women disturbing. Imagine you're traveling and opening your passport at the airport, then boom. Apparently some rocket scientists have actually turned the Larson cartoon into a rocket and then launched it. Poor eyesight can be associated with a higher IQ. Me. Your IQ is 83. I can't bear it anymore. Keeps bearing it. Me, running over every person I see because I can blame it on the bank robber who forced me to drive him. Whoever came up with a 30-minute lunch break needs a 30-minute butt whooping. Boomers. The stock market is literally crashing right now. I will never be able to retire. The stock market. If you were born in the 90s or earlier, you have this freckle on your left eye. When I accidentally look at myself in the self-checkout camera, I'd do anything for my mum. Guys, as soon as their mum asks them to do the dishes. Poor soul. I think he never saw sunlight, man. Took him outside. I know this is a joke, but I genuinely feel this way sometimes about inanimate objects. What is this? Why does my brain do that? You're too sympathetic. Being easily laughable is so fun. Everyone's like, that wasn't even funny. Like, okay, whatever. I'm the most joyous one here. Why is there Kellogg's Frosted Flakes in your nightstand? Does my crunching wake you up? No. Then what's your problem? You're in his DMs. I'm in his police reports. We are not the same. Born to chill, forced to not chill. You look 60. The scale usually only goes to 10, but thank you. I drive more safely when there's food on my passenger seat than when there's a person in it. Every day it gets harder to find a video on YouTube to watch while eating. What's more impressive when it's done naked? Taking your phone out of your pocket. Chewing wood may boost brain memory and brain antioxidants. Study finds. Imagine being a 16th century peasant dying an agonizing death from the plague, and then this goofy guy walks in. Okay, I have an idea. Hear me out. This would be so cool. The boys really like girls for years and years and years and not cheat and not get bored of them. Like, is that even real? Didn't you cheat on your fiance and ruin the wedding? Oof. His hair moved to the chin to hear the music better. Pranking people at the mall with my sphere of annihilation. This is what happens when you don't click your tongs twice before grilling. Looked outside to find my dad trying to save his favorite tree from a windstorm. There is literally no way a horse drew this carriage. Usually when you roll something this good, it's illegal. This burrito shop understands its customer base. My grandfather full of asbestos. My father full of lead. Me full of microplastics. The American dream leaving my body when I pay 3 different taxes on the same purchase. My mum doesn't have social media and she just got out this notepad and told me she wrote down a tweet. My hair is 75% of my personality. Oh, that bangs. Do not skate in the snow. I bet there's gonna be a massive polar bear, huh? Oh! Saw her husband today trade his plate of food with his wife because she liked what he ordered better, and that's the kind of marriage I want. I want a wife that can read the menu properly. Nothing better than when a dog sits a little weird. My father was killed in a Baja blast, you son of a gun. You think extreme flavor is a joke, do you? Seasonal depression isn't real until you get a warm day in March and realize you've been dead inside for months. Iceland is the top consumers of antidepressants in the world. Iceland is in the top 3 happiest countries in the world. In dinosaur culture, it's actually really insensitive to wish upon a falling star. People, how come so many people claim to have a mental disorder nowadays? There were almost no mental disorders in the past. The way mental disorders were treated in the past, it would torture you. Me now. 8 times 7 equals me when I was a kid. The last thing an alien sees after pleading for help. I knew what he was saying, but only one of us was made in God's image. Trying to be less punchable on vacation. How am I doing? I'd punch you. Yeah, not well. This kid pulls out a George Foreman grill during my lunch period in school and starts making grilled cheese. I don't even speak English anymore. That's high-key good, low-key. Come on, child safety lid. You know it's me. You finally start to feel better after years of being depressed. You unlock new emotions. It's rage. In Japan, there is a bug blowing competition. Yeah, I didn't think this was a real bug, so I looked it up and it's apparently chocolate. Thank God. Choose a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. Play Place for Children at a McDonald's in Franklin, Tennessee, consisting of 2 chairs and 2 touch screens. Better than nothing. Or is it? Let's fight somewhere empty. Oh, it's in the Snow White viewing. I'm not watching this movie. Me, listening to both sides of the argument so I can take in double the amount of misinformation. Me, seconds after making a strong password that I'll definitely remember. Turn into Joe Biden. I don't need to bring anything to the table. I'm a woman. I'm a luxury. Broke bum. Luxuries are a bonus due to surplus of assets. Domestic parasites that don't want to contribute in a relationship are liabilities. I miss when goon just meant these guys that you had to beat up in Lego Batman. Came home from work and my girlfriend made me a 23-slide presentation on why I should buy her a McDonald's. You've heard of Happy Meal. Now get ready for Sandwich. After I go out for 2 minutes. Yeah, I'd say I'm a sociable person. When you boil a funny bone, it becomes a laughing stock. I hate this. Thank you. Came across this fella on my camping trip around New Zealand. He was audibly snoring as well. Anytime there's any nepotism discourse, I do unfortunately feel the need to revisit Brooklyn Beckham's photography book, Elephants in Kenya. So hard to photograph, but incredible to see. Elephants are probably the easiest animal to photograph. All they do is stand around in brightly lit savannas. Me, when someone gives me verbal instructions instead of physically showing me, eats a piece of fruit and takes a sip of water. My organs. They killed his only friend, laughed in his face, and made him hit this. Your 20s is the best part of your life. Azuma's 20s. The girl of your dreams is just laying in her bed right now farting. You don't see great advertising like this anymore. Grill, $50. It's experienced life. The dangers of life. When you accidentally socialized on the weekend, and now you have to disappear for the next 3 months in order to restore your aura. I'll show you a balanced breakfast. How to stop procrastinating. Watch later. 472 videos. I think people do this because they don't actually want to watch the video, they just want to make sure they don't lose it. Hotels making pillows too thin to use only one and too thick to use 2. I've sometimes just gone to sleep with no pillow. The Great British Cheese Heist. More than 360,000 euros worth of cheddar missing. It was Wallace. Me, laughing at whatever the crackhead says so he doesn't stab me. Crazy that we're only 3,650 energy drinks away from 2026. I think this comes out to like 10 drinks a day. He's definitely having a heart attack right now. Screw it, no yin, just yang. I'm removing all the yin from my life and going full yang. What would be the consequences of this? But within yang there is yin. Shut up. People who let the seatbelt noise go off the whole ride don't be right mentally. I think of it as the car's heartbeat. I love it. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. What makes you proud to be European? Me? Venom from Marvel Rivals has the goofiest jaw I've ever seen on a 3D model. Overbite, underbite, smirking, smiling. None of this makes sense, dude. I love him. In 2006, a 56-year-old Bill Murray accepted an invitation to a college party in the Scottish town of St. Andrews after a round of golf. He went to the students' house, drank all their vodka, then washed their dishes and left. Painted some doors in my house black a while back, and they look really nice. But it's the middle of the night, and I've just heard the telltale of my sister walking face first into a closed door. Got her Looney Tunes style. Whenever someone watches me do math, I get extremely nervous and revert to kindergarten level intelligence. To be honest, this is me. But it also applies to when someone watches me do anything. When your body naturally wakes you up early on the weekend. Great moments in... I knew a single guy in college that wore a fake wedding ring because it helped him get attention from women. He got with dozens of women that thought he was cheating on his wife with them. When he told them he was single afterwards, they were all outraged. Athletes in their prime. Athletes 0.1 seconds after they retire. My husband went to the store to get flowers and the flowers were $60 and this 35-pound block of cheese was labeled wrong and only $7, so he went with that instead. When you book a window seat but forget it's Ryanair, turkey flight, who's safe to leave your kid with? Pitbull named Princess. French philosophers. Pitbull named Princess. These French philosophers, they be saying some crazy stuff, man. When I get married, married, my wife will be in the kitchen where she stays, and I will also be there because it's our bedroom. We live in a very small studio apartment because we're poor. Sometimes when I don't want to pay the $100 therapy, I go to my friend's house and talk extra loud until her husband, who's working on his psychology PhD, goes, "Do you mind if I say something?" "No, not at all. Say something, please. That's why I'm here." Tesla cyber toilet. Locals who live in a city whose economy is based entirely on tourism, when they see a tourist, me, at my parents' house trying not to run it. Really? People are like this? Your student driver's sticker isn't gonna make me any less drunk. Get out of the left lane. Whoa. Travis Scott boot. Adele says her new album will explain her divorce to her young son. Mom, why do I only see dad on weekends? Track 5. Thanks for spending time with me today. Can you just fill out this questionnaire? Did I act okay? Was I cool? Was I fun? Did you have fun? Did I do anything wrong? You did so much wrong. I'm never speaking to you again. Choosing which game to delete for more storage. When the produce has alternate colorways. Your 20s are for working towards a life you won't want after 6 months. Changing tires is my passion. How Zeus saw the literal goddess of beauty. How Zeus saw random mortal women. Imagine going to a monastery. That's boring. Medieval monks. Okay, let's invent all the good cheese and brew the good wine. Why do children drink like they've been fasting for 40 days and 40 nights? Gasping for air and everything. This is so funny, but I just realized they have to wait for someone to give them a drink. Maybe they're thirsty for real. Pittsburgh sort of looks like it has tall buildings because it thinks cities are supposed to have them. Scientists will discover a new thing about the T-Rex that makes it even more OP than it already is, and then tell you how the Spinosaurus actually looked like this in real life. Nearly 4 million Americans have been out of work for at least 6 months. And why the hell are you using my picture? Forgot how to do small tasks, so I just say, I swear it didn't used to be this windy all the time, like a few years ago. And people agree most of the time. What are caricature artists trying to accomplish with this? Something I don't understand and I'm scared of. What's the most boomer complaint you have? Stop making me accounts. A light bulb that changes colors shouldn't require an account. A TV speaker shouldn't require an account because they all want data because data equals money and money is something everyone wants. Person detected. Porch has detected a person. Oh, it's Gmod. They're playing prop hunt. You see that plant? Yeah, it's a person. They banned me from the gun range because I kept practicing letting a single tear roll down my cheek as I pointed my handgun at the target. When you use personal examples to relate to someone's current situation and can't tell if it's providing comfort or making you look self-centered. Oh yeah, brother, I'll drink to that. Octopus spotted riding on top of world's fastest shark. He stands like a toddler about to ask you for a chirp. Women's shower products be like, lock in moisture and rejuvenate pores. While men's are all like, smell like hammer, you idiot. My 3-month-old son is now twice as big as when he was born. He's on track to weigh 7.5 trillion pounds by age 10. You know what's weird? You can say have a good day with no problem, but you can't say enjoy the next 24 hours without sounding vaguely threatening. You guys overhyped the graphics. You're 4 hours into the short grocery trip and your mom runs into her old friend. Which mesh do you prefer? Choose one. Potato. Monster. Impossible decision. How do I say you got me messed up in corporate email lingo? Perhaps there was some confusion on your part regarding our last communication. Allow me to provide some clarity. 90% of people quit the gym after 3 months. Me, the 10%. My partner keeps showing orange juice to our orange cat and saying, "This is what happens to bad orange kitties," and then drinking it menacingly. Before the movie. No way. Yes way. You look abusable. Huh? They forgot my ham. They literally make the sandwich in front of you. If mediums can talk to the dead, imagine what a large could do. Breaking. Seal caught flying. He will go hypersonic. Inshallah. Hi, so I'm a gang leader to a gang called Black Diamonds, and I'm looking for more people to join, so I was wondering if you wanted to join. No pressure, just say no if you don't want to, but we will have your back, and there is already 542 people in our gang. Me, when I remember something I said ages ago that was wrong. My dad was gonna go for a run. He laid down to stretch his back. I found him asleep 30 minutes later. Ever wondered just how big a Black Panther's paw is? They are massive and fluffy and cute and cuddly. Me, Japanese citizen in a Godzilla movie, watching as the government's latest Godzilla killing weapon, which raises my taxes by 30%, gets utterly obliterated in 3 minutes. Life before smartphones. Make mead from the free honey from work. I take like 2 a day. No one eats kiwis. Kiwi viewing party has just started. Man sues himself and wins. He won 300k. I'm gonna sue myself. Teacher, why are you late? Student, my dad is in the hospital. 7 days later. Is your dad still in the hospital? Yeah, he's a doctor. My teacher wouldn't be crying. He'd be screaming. Being a man is really hard because what do you mean go check what that noise was? Bro, I'm scared too. when I've used the word one too many times in my essay, but no other word compares to that word. Crazy how a tiny sperm can turn into a giant, toxic, ungrateful, non-cooking, cash app begging person. When you tell a slightly offensive joke at the dinner table, mum, dad, younger sibling trying to figure out the joke, grandpa. In 2015, 2 employees of a New Jersey daycare center were arrested for running a toddler fight club among a dozen kids between the ages of 4 and 6. They were posting the fights on Snapchat. When you go to YouTube for help with a game from your childhood and see 16 years ago below the title, I'll free him and drink his fluid. Okay. Look at this leaf. Look at this. Be careful. Without objective morality, everything is permissible. People born in 1990 to 2005. How's life? Grouping me with someone who was 15 in 2005 is crazy. Feedback that matters. What a nice semicolon. Hardly anyone knows how to use them. If you're having a bad day, just remember it could be worse if you were still with your ex. And if you don't have an ex, I don't know. Maybe your day can't get worse. Look at this beautiful boy. This looks like a traffic cone strapped to a swan. Blocked. You mean blocked? I don't know what I was going for. Like a goose sound, but that's not even a goose. This is one of the best photographs of any subject in any style. This shot helps justify the existence of photography. I have tasted employment. I have tasted joblessness, and I recommend generational wealth, guys. Hey bro, can I ask you a question that will reveal a deep and fundamental gap in my knowledge of the world? Cool new thing I learned because someone kind explained it. The only thing that feels longer than 5 minutes on a treadmill is the 5 minutes of silence after sending a risky text. My face when the childless friend who marries a single mum and supports 2 kids that aren't his tells me I'm wasting my money on nonsense just because I bought a gaming console to unwind after work. This is true because it's 4chan. I'm gonna believe it. You can begin to fathom my trip, putting these babies on and walking really slow on campus. And when people get irritated and pass me, I just gesture at the boots and shrug. You have to gesture in slow motion too. Be Ubisoft. Bet $500 million on a single game saving your company. Launch and get beaten by a banana game so far. How girls walk out of nail salons. Elon Musk hearing rich people are selling the cars they already paid him for. No. Yeah, but he's also losing customers. I think that's why he's annoyed. I have a pilot living in a $2.5 million private jet, and if he doesn't leave for 100 days, that seems easy. When he uploads this video though, and people see what I just said, and the video is actually a really difficult video, oh, what the hell, it wasn't easy at all. A cop/criminal in jail, and if they don't leave for 100 days, they win $500k. Mr. Beast has 4 to 5 people entombed at any given moment. When someone is having a stroke, you have to act fast. FAST stands for go to the hospital as fast as you can. Start now, go there to the hospital right now. What in the roasty toasty hell is that AI answer, Google? How to clean a rescued pigeon. Not debone a pigeon. The iPhone alarm is so effective that you wake up before it goes off so you don't have to listen to such an unbearable noise. That's when you know alarms are working. Shout out to the worst word I've ever seen. Bi-weekly. Done. Produced or occurring every 2 weeks or twice a week.